And we should be live again. Let me go into the studio. Let's see. We are a minute early. We are gonna come back at 3:30. It is 3:29, but I wanna get going. I wanna make some progress on this. So I will give it a minute and then we will jump in right where we left off, which I am feeling so much better after the break. So that was definitely a good call. I think food was the biggest factor of what I needed. So yeah, we started, I guess I will continue off, but we started building the LDO Voron 0.1 kit earlier today. Our goal for today was to do the frame. So far we've got basically this done. We've got the Z linear rails attached to the frame. We are now going to be adding the bed onto the Z rails. And then we've got a little bit of the bed started from an earlier step, which I'll go ahead and place right here. And then we also have the Y-axis linear rails, which are done. We're putting them off to the side for now. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue. Let me post actually. Let me throw this in the Discord. Let's see. Let's see, live again. The dogs are getting antsy because their mom should be home soon. Huh, monkey? This dude's running around. All right, so we've got that, and then let me pop out chat. Music is back, and I am so happy. I will say that a live stream without music is not nearly as enjoyable. All right, we should be good to go. All right, so the portion we are on now is close to here, but not exactly there. So we're right here. We are going to be attaching the basically the bed mounts to the Z linear rails. And I mentioned that it says apply thread locker. All I have is Loctite, and Loctite and ABS do not play nicely together. So we are going to skip that, which should be fine. The bed or the Z doesn't really get a whole lot of momentum. I mean, it's moving very slow in comparison to everything else, so I don't foresee it being a huge deal. Worst case scenario, if we have to in the future, we can revisit this. Once this is fully built and assembled, I don't have it out, but we might be doing a mod to the bed where we're adding a belted Z instead of the lead screw. So at that point, we could come back when we disassemble and add that on. But for now, we are going to just attach. So we need the two printed parts, which we have out, and then M2x8 socket heads. So let's go ahead and go to the side cam. And we will go ahead and get these going. So let's see here. I'm gonna start off by just kind of trying to align everything nicely. Okay, we got one in. And then we should have one in these. Do we have one in the trap hole? I can't actually tell. I think we do. Yeah, we do. Doesn't feel like it's. Doesn't feel like it's fully tightening. Let me take this out really quick. That's weird. I guess there is. There was no screw in there. So we need to drop a screw into right here. No, I didn't get any nail polish. I don't have any nail polish, unfortunately. Okay, so we've got those, and let's try to line up. Try to get these lined up. Definitely helps if you use one hand to kind of hold this in place, because the linear rail wants to slide. Taking a break was the best idea, Zeron. Just getting some food in my system. Okay, cool. So we got two of them aligned. Let's go ahead and get the other two of these little socket heads installed. Definitely helps if your hands aren't. I have pretty big hands, which hasn't made anything easier on this build. These rails are sliding really nicely. On the cheap rails that I initially got for my build, they were covered in like a thick grease when they came in, so it's nice. I haven't done anything to these rails yet other than cut them out of their little plastics. I had leftovers. Yesterday, Aaron made a ton of barbecue chicken and like all sorts of vegetables, and we got it for dinner, and then I had a huge plate of it right now, and there's more, but I'm kind of, I love leftovers, but I have a hard time doing the same meal 3 meals in a row, so I think for dinner after we get the frame done later on, probably gonna get some pizza, man. I'm like feeling like pizza sounds like that is the move. All right, so this side is on, it is tight, and it is sliding so nicely. Let's go ahead and do this other side. This is the actual part that we installed some brass heat inserts in the first setting, or in the first couple pages, and then put this clip on here. So if at this point you have this printed part and you don't have the clip on it, or you don't have these bolts, do not install it yet. Make sure that you insert these the brass inserts and get this part bolted on, because it is much easier to do. It is much easier to do it now than take it off later. I'm going to lube them once it's all said and done. The instructions basically state that they use stainless steel linear rails, so like they are much less prone to rusting, but they are good to go. And so yeah, once this is all assembled and done, then I will go in with my fingers and get some like lube or I have some like 3-in-1 oil that I usually use a lot of, and that should do the trick. But yeah, I agree. You definitely want to put something on them, because otherwise they still can corrode. All right, so let's go ahead and get this other piece on. What time is it where you're at, Zeron? This is the same one. So like with this one too, you also need to drop the bolt into the hole. So I'll show you that again. This one's trickier to get in. Let me see. I think I got it. And then you basically use the Allen key through this tiny little hole, and that's how you access the screw. Let's see. Knock on wood so far, and I know we still have a lot. The rails are stainless, but the balls. Gotcha. 11:40 p.m. I guess I would normally be up at 11:40 working on projects anyways. Are you normally up this late? But yeah, I feel like I'm trying to get a little bit better as far as my scheduling goes with time, but like it's pretty common for me to be up working on stuff until oh, that is not going in very nicely. I'm usually up working on things till 1 in the morning, I think. Like, I was editing last night till, I think like 1 in the morning, and was like, all right, I've got to call it because I'm streaming in the morning. I wonder why that's not going in. Let me loosen. I think I tightened this initial bolt a little bit too much, so that way, yeah, there we go. I have to do some deployment. It's at 6 a.m., so damn, yeah. Luckily, because I'm like fully doing my own thing now, I don't have to get up so early, but I still try to somewhat. Like, Erin gets up at like 7 most mornings, and she's fairly quiet, but it's still, once she gets up, like I have a hard time fully getting a good night's or a good sleep after that. So yeah, 6 is early. It'd definitely be coffee time. Why are you not going in? I do not like the M2 screws. It's probably my least favorite part of this whole build is these tiny little. Okay, it's in. Yeah, M2 screws suck. M3 is plenty small. I don't think I really used M2s much prior to building this for the first time. My wife gets up. Oh my god. Yeah, 450 is early. It's hard to see whether. No, it feels good. I've never been a morning person. Like, I've had to, I mean, you know, obviously like life. So when I was going to school or, you know, certain jobs, like I had to make do, but I've always been more of an evening or nighttime person. Do you have a Voron 0.1? I feel like you've talked about Vorons before. I can't remember if you said you have one or you're building one. So I'm trying to tighten these nice and tight, but I also don't want to over tighten them because it is plastic. Okay, should be good. Sliding nice and fairly evenly. All right, so done with that. Next, we need to do some preloading. So it looks like, I'll show this so that way anyone that wants to see it. So we're gonna do one here and one here. M3 nuts. Those kind of slide a little. It's funny, some of these nut traps are like really loose and some of them are really tough to get sliding. Like this one's way tougher. I have a fully sourced for one, waiting for the bedroom. Oh, nice. And ordered another ABS color I may like more than the red. What's your, are you doing black as your primary and then a different color for the accent? Okay, so we did one here and one here. Then on the back side, we need six here. So let's do, it's a lot of nuts. The good part is I'm working from home all the time, so it's not that big of a problem getting to work. That's true. Yeah, when I was working and we went into lockdown over here. Oh no, I broke it. Good thing I got a ton of them. I loved working from home. Like I'm a fairly, like, I would say I'm definitely a people person, but I also just like being alone with my projects. Like the combination of just like doing all the YouTube stuff and working on projects like that kept me pretty pretty happy. And so the idea of just being able to kind of roll out of bed and start working is definitely nice. I need to build one of these using Sparta's. Dude, Sparta 3D makes some of the most beautiful ABSs I've ever seen. With how popular Vorons are now, I'm really surprised there's not more manufacturers making crazy colors for Voron builds. They're like the main one that I've seen. Okay, so we loaded 6 in the back, and then we also need to do 2 down here on the bottom side, and the bottom side is where the small hole is. So you've got big opening, excuse me, and then that's top, yeah, and then bottom side is right here, little opening. So we need to slide 2 nuts into here, and that should be it for the bed, I think. I'm gonna triple check just because, again, putting them in right now is no big deal, but later on sucks. If you miss it, you are gonna be really bummed making progress. It's like, you know, taking a couple steps forward and then a couple steps backwards. Man, this is tight. Oh shit, I almost popped it out. Okay, so, nothing fall out. So we've got, again, 1, and camera angle, 1, then we've got 6 in the back, and then we've got 2 in the bottom, and that should be everything. Let's see, blackish gray. It's called ABS carbon. It has 2% carbon together. Ooh, that sounds gorgeous. Yeah, this is just this is carbon ABS, but just black. KVP I've actually used. They make together with CI3D the best film I've ever used. I've used some KVP. Definitely anodized aluminum. You only get so many colors right now on the market. Yeah, that's true. LDO has quite a few different options for their kits, but it's still limited compared to like the grand scheme of things. Do I own any printers that I love and hate? I love my Voron. I mean, there's a lot of printers that I like love, I guess. Like, I mean, the Ender 3 is a printer that has been, it was like the stepping stone for me between like, okay, these cheap printers can be actually pretty decent. I've got the FL Sun SR, which has been an awesome Delta printer, definitely my best experience with the Delta, that I will be installing Clipper on for a video just to see how fast we can push it speed-wise. I know that Teaching Tech already did the firmware, so that the swap should be quite easy. I'm trying to think what else. I mean, there's a lot of printers that I like, right? Like, I mean, I've been using the CR6SC a lot, which I like. The Viper from Anycubic's been great, I like it. But Love is like a different, you know, like to me, it's a little bit more, like, I love the Voron 0.1 because I spent so much and like put so much time into it, and it's such a unique printer. While many of the other printers on the market are great, and they, you know, check the majority of the boxes that one would want, but like they're, you know, it's another 3D printer, whether it performs well or not. Most all of them most all the printers lately that I've gotten or tested out on the channel have performed relatively well, where I'm like, yeah, this passes tests, you know. But yeah, like when you say love, it has to be something special. And so for me, like the Voron, and it's probably the main one right now. Again, Delta is really cool. And then the Ender 3 I have that's got the Micro Swiss direct drive has also been really solid. I've done a lot of different filaments through that. That's a tough question. BQB1 has been awesome. The BQB1 has been awesome. I do really like that printer a lot as well. The Dragonfly promised you should be in the mail tomorrow. I'm including a 50 watt. Oh, sick. Thank you so much. No, I haven't used the AM8 much. I actually ended up, I ended up taking it apart, man. I had to clear up some space, and I had used it kind of for what I wanted, and most of the specs on mine were like kind of dated based off of, you know, what was currently available. So I tore it down so that way I can use the components like the aluminum for other projects. I think your AM8 had a lot better specs than the one that I built. All right, so we've got this ready to rock and roll. Everything's preloaded. Now we are going to place it onto the extrusion and use M3x8 in the front. All right, let's do that. Okay, so we are going to, hopefully nothing falls out. Oh yeah, okay, so that's what these nuts are for. We need to line these up. Let me see here. As long as you have them kind of lined up, you can stick your Allen key through and sort of move them depending on how freaking stuck they are. That one's good. Oh, shit. That should be about right. Yep, that should be good. We're definitely, this extrusion needs to be moved a bit though. It's not free sliding at all. Let's see, M3x8. M3x8, where are you, button heads? Hey, Inappropriate, thank you for becoming a patron member. I saw that when I took my quick little lunch break. Thank you, man. I will definitely, I'll shoot you a message so that way I can send you off some stickers and then get you added to the official supporters on the main channel. Oh, why is this screw? Why are you not going in? I think it's honestly because of how freaking, let's see. This extrusion is definitely, let's see. Okay, okay, we got a little bit more movement. What'd you have for lunch, Mike? I inhaled food, man. I forgot. We had leftover chicken and like veggies from last night. So I had like 3 pieces of chicken and a bunch of veggies. I'm like, great, now I'm gonna fall asleep. It's actually not sliding that bad. Let me see, let's see here. So it says, Okay, so let's first install the rest of the screws. Which, did I screw myself by? Oh man. Yeah, so the issue is with all of those things we just put in is that like I need them to align with the holes back here. So like this hole and the other hole and the nuts that I put in there aren't aligned. So I'm gonna have to take those 2 screws I just put in out. And then, let's see here on the bottom. Okay, so yeah, before you bolt anything in, we should have made sure everything was aligned. So let's go ahead and undo these 2 screws really quick. Hey, Mod Shop's in the house. Hey, it's your colors too, man. Yeah, it's such a freaking adorable little printer, man. It's the Voron 0.1, man. It's let me see. Let me go full screen. So another one of these guys. These guys. I can't. There we go. These guys right here. Super, super small. Build volume is 120 millimeters by 120 by 120. So, but they are crazy, crazy fast and just awesome. Like I mean, it's a gnarly build. It's definitely the most involved 3D printer builds I've ever done, but God, they're so fun. Which brand of filament did I use for this? I don't know if you're asking me. This is 3D X-Tex carbon fiber ABS, and then this is eSun, eSun Gray ABS. Oh, dude, I think, yeah, I had totally goofed. I think I was installing the bed completely backwards. Hold on, let me pay attention here for a second and align everything. So let's see, these need to slide over there. Yeah, since all of these little nuts need to align with the holes, let's see, that's... Okay, that looks pretty good. Yep, that's aligned. This one is really easy to move, so I'm not super concerned. And then we need to figure out how to get the ones in the back to align. That one fell out. That one is... Okay, so I'll show you guys too roughly where you want them positioned. This one looks like it needs to be almost the entire way off of the rail. Okay, that's about, dude, that one is near impossible to see. My dog is snoring. I don't think you guys probably can't hear it, but it's awesome. Oh, come on, Nets. I said this earlier, but having good lighting is going to make a world of difference. Yeah, it actually is ABS Plus, but it's only for the accent parts, so I'm not as worried. And I know that some people have used it and been okay with it, so we'll see. If it does deform, then I will absolutely have to reprint out the accent parts, which kind of blows, but like, it should be okay. But yeah, the main stuff is all carbon ABS. Coffee helps, you know it. Let's see, but you mean, what? Sorry to hear that, dude. Yeah, that freaking sucks. Is it something new that you've been working on? So I know you've released a couple of, for anyone that doesn't know, I guess a little history lesson. My channel started off, it was for video game modding, and that's what it was for quite a long time. Like the first 4 years at least was exclusively video game modding. And so that's where I met ModShop, and ModShop has been heavily involved in all that. I know that he's actually, I believe you manufactured your own, like glitch chips, right? For the 360? All right, we are getting closer to having this looking good. So you have to use ABS for the Voron. Like, well, that's a little bit of a, I guess, vague. So the way the Voron was designed and built was meant to use ABS. It's a combination of, cool, I think we got everything working now. It's a combination of the heat deflection, because it gets really hot since they're fully enclosed and it's printed parts. And so you don't want the parts to warp, but also ABS is a pretty stiff filament, which is what you want for this. So I think that CNC Kitchen did PETG, and he was running into warping issues. Okay, so just so that way everyone can see how we preloaded these. This one's really loose, so I'm not super worried. I'll just slide it around. But these two need to be towards the outside. This is about the gap you want. So these ones are kind of hanging off the edge a little bit, which is fine. This is all, yeah, this is, I don't know how to really describe it other than that, but that's how you want those. And then on the inner ones, you almost want them hanging off the edge. I mean, I guess the main thing is, again, as we just saw, before you start to tighten down any of these, make sure that your nuts are lined up with all the holes. Otherwise, you're gonna have to take them out like I just did. Okay, so it says start off with what, if you don't mind me asking, Mod, what is it like, or what is it for? Is it a mod chip? Headlines, is it? Made some wow. I'm not too bummed though, honestly. I want to open source it. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, it sucks that you didn't get to, actually, let me use my good screwdriver. It sucks that you didn't get to decide when it was going to go, you know, when it was going to be available, I guess, for everyone, since they just hopped on it and started, I'm assuming, like, making a cheaper version of it. Sorry to hear that, dude. That sucks, especially when you work hard on something. Oh, Stefan used a carbon ABS, but a really old spool, which was a mix of carbon and... How the hell? That's weird. ABS is 90C and PETG is 80C. Are you sure? That seems high for... I swore what I saw was PLA is around 50 Celsius heat deflection, and PETG was only like 10C higher, and then ABS was somewhere around 80 or 90. I don't think, I mean, maybe it depends on the PETG, but I don't think PTG is that high normally. Okay, so we are installing these screws, and then we are going to be installing 2 screws that basically bolt the bed to the nut traps. It's gonna be the inner ones, I think? Yeah, the innermost ones, so this one and this one. And we are doing that with M3x8s, which should hopefully be what I'm using. Yep. That one is not aligning because it's probably the one that is sliding. Yeah. So you remember how fast an index was? This thing is 3 times faster and works with every motherboard, including, oh my God. Yeah, that is awesome. Is the 360 modding scene still, you know, going pretty heavily? Oh, shoot. I know that, I would imagine so. I mean, the original Xbox modding scene is still a thing. I found a PLA that you can put in the oven 115C and turn off the oven and let the PLA cool down. Yeah, so you can anneal PLA, Zeron. The biggest issue, there's a lot of PLAs that you can actually do that with. The biggest issue is warping though. A lot of times they warp when you put them in the oven because they hit a certain temperature where it softens. And so I've seen, like, you can do things like, okay, now we're gonna install 1, 2, 3, which is like in between this, and then 4 on this side. There's things you can do, like you can put it in kind of like a bowl with sand, and the sand should help to keep everything compacted and in place. But I think the biggest issue is with the warping side of things. 3x12. Like I know Tom did a video where he printed with HTPLA from Protopasta. and he did an espresso cup and it worked, but the espresso cup definitely warped. Like it wouldn't be consistent enough. Yeah, even regular PLA can. Most thermoplastics, I believe, can be annealed. Oh, come on. Oh, it's because it freaking moved. Damn it, of course, one of the nuts is like, that sucks. One of them is just slightly off, and I'm not convinced. Let me see if I go at an angle. Oh, it worked. It worked. Yes. I tested the peel afterwards in a cooking pot with boiling water, no warping, no shrinkage. If you can get all of the parts to not warp, then maybe. I just think it would be so much work. If you do it, let me know. I'd be curious to hear how it works out. Nope. Okay, one last screw. Please go in and don't be a pain. Or fall on the ground and roll away. Ugh. Dude, this last screw. The final hole is in between, like, it's in between this, and it's pretty tough to see. You know what? I think if I put it on the end of an Allen key, and I tilt it, and I tilt the frame, there we go. Now, hopefully it's lined up. Please be lined up. Yes, it is. Okay, so now I'm just going to tighten all of these screws, starting off with these two. Not prints in normal PLA, posted some pics on Discord a couple weeks ago. The hardware will eventually loosen in the PLA prints in a Voron chamber. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can do it for experimental reasons, but like the Voron is such an involved build that like it would really frustrate me to, oh wow, this is definitely. It would frustrate the hell out of me if I built a Voron and then parts were just melting. Silver hackers. No, man, I am officially doing content creation full time. As of, gosh, probably 2.5 months ago now. So it's been awesome. It's been super cool, man. Like, I mean, obviously a little bit nerve-wracking just because, well, just working for yourself, which I don't remember if I think you work for yourself fully too, but yeah, it's been 2 months now and I'm fully doing my own thing, which has been a lot of fun. That's how I'm able to do these streams now midday, which just started a couple of weeks ago. PLA will be fine, only outside the chamber. Yeah, I think too, for like the kind of cosmetic things. Well, the bed is, I mean, dude, the bed is sliding really, really well. Okay, preload nuts. Make sure the 2 preload nuts are located in the center. It's 12:10 a.m. We'll head to bed now. Jeez, man. Hope you get a good night's sleep. Thanks for hanging out, man. I'll be streaming again on Friday at noon. We'll continue this. So we're gonna finish the frame today, and then we'll start with the AB motors on Friday. Yeah, just thanks, man. Yeah, I've been, you know, little by little trying to make the content better and better. Like, if I look at, like, looking at my content week to week, I don't feel like I see much of a difference. But when I look at my content year to year, I can see like it's come a really long way. And the way I do things now is completely different. Like before it was all off the cuff, and now everything is like scripted to an extent. Like I type up everything for every single video. It's like 3 or 4 pages. But I don't use a teleprompter. I basically like look over at the next paragraph, get all the things in my head that I want to say, and then go for that. Because my personality is very ranty, which is cool for hangouts and stuff like this on streams, but for the sake of my videos on the main channel, I just really wanted to tighten things up. And so it seems like based off of feedback I've gotten in the channel's growth, like obviously, you know, that's worked. It's been working out. So I'm just, you know, really thankful that there's people that come back and learn and watch stuff and want to hang out. And it's been crazy, man. It's been a wild ride. It's been on YouTube for like 9 years now, so it's just crazy. Friday sounds good. I have more time. Sounds good, man. Well, good luck with work. I know you said you got to get up early, so. Okay, so the next thing says tramming. Check for any binding or snags while moving the bed carriage up and down the rails. The bed carrier must be able to move freely along the entire length of the rail. If it does not, loosen the blind joints of the extrusion that hold the right rail. You'll need to remove the rail stopper on the right extrusion to access the screw, yada, yada, yada. I just realized that I did something silly, I think. If it does not loosen the blind, bed carrier alignment. Okay, so yeah. I didn't tighten these completely because I knew that I probably was going to have to tram this, but if I taking these little guys off now, but again, be careful taking these off because if the linear rail pops off the end, then that is no bueno. But basically just want to move this up and down, and it's going freely, of course, because these are not tightened. So we're gonna go back. We are going to go back to the page that tells me, so 58 millimeters again. So we're gonna tighten up, let's see, 58. I actually need to slide the entire gantry now. Let's see. Okay, we've got 58. Let me show you guys this. So I got 58. Basically, from the end of here to this inner lip, it needs to be 58 millimeters. So I've got that. Now I'm going to use this guy, insert it through the hole, and I'm going to tighten this completely now. And then we are going to do the same for the bottom. So 58, which it is not even close actually. It's about 59. pretty much right where we need it. Go here. Okay, 58 millimeters on the money. But I goofed. So because I installed this little guy right here, the stopper, I have to take it off. I just got the steel. The steel ruler was actually a gift, man. Okay, so since I'm taking this off, like if you are taking these off, be very careful because again, this can now pop off. It was actually a gift, and I said earlier on stream that like, there's a couple things that you get, like, you know, if you're a maker or if you're into 3D printing, that you like don't really know how you lived without, and that ruler is one of them. Okay, that is definitely tight because I nearly stripped it. Yep, that is not moving, and that is not moving, which is what we want. But yeah, I absolutely love that ruler so much. Okay, that's tight. Now let's go ahead and slide this stopper back on to prevent any dangerous things from happening. Swiper just came here to say keep up the good work and have a nice day or night. Well, thank you very much. It is 4 in the afternoon, so been a long day, so I'm gonna take off. Just want to jump here and say hi, Sony, you were live. I'll be keeping an eye out on that bronze Statue of Liberty. Sounds good, man. I've got the copper fellow over here on the shelf, man. I won't let the people down. Thanks for stopping by, man. It's always good to see you and know that, you know, I'm sorry again what's going on with your product, but nice to see that you're still doing your thing, man. Ooh, this is like buttery smooth. That's what we like. All right, and so we need 54 mil from one to the next. So let's see, which is not what we've got. It's like, yeah, they're both a little bit too far away. It's like 54 and a half. And this one is, I think that's pretty damn good. That is what we like to see. Almost strip screw means torque to spec. Exactly. Oh man, yeah, it's almost midnight there. Yeah, get some sleep, man. I'll be back on Friday, and we'll start streaming 4.5 hours earlier than it is right now. So that'll be 4.5 hours earlier than 7-ish your time, which is a lot better. Okay, so we are tightening this guy. I know on these guys, because I'm not using, yeah, let's tighten it nice and tight. That's good. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. Okay, let's take off this guy so that way we can tighten the bottom side of this rail, and then we are done with this portion. Have to grab dinner, be back soon, coming along well. Awesome, sounds great. I'll be here then. Stay safe, people. All right, man, have a great night and a great day tomorrow, and we will see you on Friday. Thanks for hanging out. Hit the like button on the way out. Yeah, I took a break, Matt. We lost music because my AirPods died, and I became really hungry because things took longer than I thought they would, which I should know by now that nothing ever goes as quick as you think it will, which is totally fine. But yeah, we took an hour break just so that way I can grub, and we're gonna finish the frame. So we're pretty much done with the back and the bed, which is now trimmed and looking beautiful. So very happy about that. Let's see, screen share. All right, so we've got the distances correct. We checked that there's 90 degrees. We installed the stoppers. We installed these portions. We preloaded everything. We attached everything. We mounted everything. We trammed everything. Now we are here, which, wait. Oh, yeah. it says take these off. They were temporary. That threw me off. I was like, wait, why do we already have extrusions here? Okay, so these side extrusions, this guy and this guy, were only here to help us tram everything. And so now that that is done, we need to remove them. So I am going to, actually, let's use the long side to try not to strip these screws. So just 2 turns basically is all we need, and then it should be able to slide. Yes, excellent. And we will do the same for the other side. Man, this makes me want to play. So, a little side story while we're building this. Like I said a moment ago, my channel, Modbot, used to be a like video game hacking and modding channel, and part of that was like during that process, I fell in love again with like retro cartridge games. Pretty much everything from NES and up. And so like hearing this just, oh, it makes me want to play some games. Awesome. So this is good. We've got the side panels off. Pi, what's going on? E2, thanks. I already clicked the first thing I did. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Were you here earlier, Pi? I don't remember seeing you in chat. We started streaming actually like 4.5 hours ago, and then we streamed for a couple hours and then had to take a break because I got hungry and the music wasn't working. And so we're back now, and the goal is to finish the frame. So the next step here shows we need to preload some more nuts. And so it looks like from the back side, like this, right? Yeah. We need to load 6 on the top and 1 in the back. So let's do the 1 first. Side view. So 1 in the back, which we'll go ahead and do now. It's kind of loose. That should be okay. I just don't want it to slide out. That's my only concern if I tilt it, but yeah, it's still there. Okay, so 1 in the back and then 6 on the top. Some of these are really difficult to get in, and I don't want to, the extrusion is tight, but I also don't want to put too much pressure on it. Man, there's a stuck one. Okay. Been working on a cabinet for my Voron 2.4. Oh, nice, man. Yeah, no worries. I mean, it's a long stream. I mean, this one only shows probably like an hour, but technically we've been streaming for, I think, at least 3. Definitely share some photos of your cabinet, man, when you're happy with it. I'd love to see it. Get in there. So combination is that this is a really tight fit. I'm trying to hold it towards the camera so you guys can see it. And I'm also just having difficulties. I don't exactly know where they need to be right now, but I'm gonna do, since there's 6, 2 in the middle, and then 2 on each side, because I feel like that's a good guess for now until we actually figure out what these are gonna be used for. Come on. Why are you sliding? There we go. Oof, that one's a little too loose for me. Since it's on the end, I'm scared that it's going to pop out and I'm not gonna catch it. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay. All right, very nice. We got all of those preloaded. which was this step. Take those off, we did. Preload those, we did. Preload 6 more, now on the bottom. So on this side, definitely don't want to miss any of these. I think Aaron's home. Maybe. Okay, so we did 6 on top, 1 on back, and now we need 6 on bottom. Side. I actually am, I'd love to test out an Ender 6. I have the Ender 7 sitting right over here in a box that I need to test out, but I'm also testing out a few other printers at the exact same time. So it's kind of on the back burner. But I had quite a few requests to test out the Ender 7, so I was very happy. It wasn't Creality that actually sent it to me. It was a seller, like just someone that resells them. But I am looking forward to see what it's all about, because it is a, it is a Core XY. They do claim it has fast speeds. It's linear rail, or it has linear rails. I think it's Bowden. Yeah, that printer I'd like to test out, but then also install Clipper on it and just see how fast it can actually go compared to like what they're claiming, which I think is like 250 millimeters a second. You guys can see this, just making sure. Come on! Oh my God. All right, I'm gonna get a different angle. I'll show you guys after. This is ridiculous. Oh, there we go. You guys can see like that. What am I doing? This is way better. Oh, there's so much crap around me. I hit my head on the overhead camera. We're gonna try to do the same thing where I'm gonna put 2 of them. Oh, Jesus. Some of these nut traps are super loose and some of them are really tight. Okay, this one's loose, or at least this one's like exactly how I want it, where it moves a lot easier, but some of them are like really stuck. So we're gonna do the same thing, which is basically 2 in the center and then 2 towards each edge. Cool. Cool. All right. Easy. Is Ender 6 any different than 2 Ender 3s? Ender 6 is was pretty quick stock, but it's really unreliable. That's great for me though, because it means I get to mod it. I think that was like finding 3D printing, because when I found 3D printing, I was heavily in the video game modding stuff still. And so finding it was like, cool, now I can make custom case mods and custom fan shrouds and stuff. But then I got obsessed with like modding 3D printers and all that came along with them. So yeah, 3D printing in me just like, it clicked, it checked all the boxes. And because there's so many different machines and so many different like filaments and firmware stuff and slicer stuff, it's just like, I can't get bored of it. Like if all of a sudden I'm like, okay, well, like this is the same kind of printer over and over again, well, I'm like, let's play around with firmware now, or like, let's play around with different filaments. So I love there's just so much. And then also it's just awesome. Also, it is just awesome, all the crazy cool things people are doing with 3D printers. I love it, whether it's just fun hobby stuff or whether it's, professional stuff for work or whatever, like it's awesome. Okay, so we did all the preloading, which was basically preload up here, preload down here, and now it's telling us to get E extrusions as well as these must be our linear rails from earlier. Yeah, these guys, which are the Y extrusions, or the Y linear rails. So let's go ahead and put these here. And then E, what do the E's look like? That's probably not the most effective way. Okay, so E's have one hole only, which I think are these guys. Yeah. I've had two like Ender 5 Pluses that I've had to get rid of just due to space constraints. Like they just take up way too much space in here. Like this, I talk about it all the time, but like this is a tiny little 1-bedroom condo, and it's me, a big lab pit dog, a smaller mixed dog, and then Aaron. So like I have to like have a use for a printer or figure out how to like make it work, which is why I've been trying to work with height as much as possible. But I really did like the Ender 5 Pluses that I've gotten through. Yes, again, like you said, there's room for improvement, like with most of the lower cost 3D printers, but for like a base platform, it's fairly solid in my opinion. Like I definitely don't mind the Ender 5 Plus. Ooh, we are not that far, but we are getting close to that. Okay, so this is showing to slide. So I'm imagining, let's see, so this is the bottom, right? Yep. Okay, so let's go ahead and slide. I don't know. It doesn't really tell me how far they need to be sticking out the backside. Like right here, they're all sticking out. So, okay, let's go ahead and do this. Side. And then these holes, oh, that's, okay, it makes sense now. These holes need to align with these screws. So we're just going to slide this guy. And then we are going to slide this guy. Okay, let me try tightening these down. Let's see. And then I'm gonna use the little, where's my machine? There it is. No, my square doesn't fit. Oh, I should be able to check the backside. Yeah, it looks pretty damn square to me. Yep, Aaron's home. Debating on muting my mic for a second when she walks in the door. I did text her saying, I will be streaming when you get home. Yeah, let me, I'm gonna mute my mic just for, well, once she walks in the door, I will mute it for a second. Hi, Aaron. She's been working all day. I love it if Crowdy stopped calling everything a CR or an Ender. It makes no sense. I thought that for a while that like, yeah, no, that's, that makes sense, but their naming conventions make no sense. Let me see if she texts me. Maybe she's like, I'm coming in. Oh no, she just said be home soon. I don't know if, I don't know if you want me to say your name on stream, but yeah, well, yeah. I don't know if George is in the chat. Thank you very much for becoming a patron. I just got a notification a little bit ago. Oh, you guys can't even see what I'm doing. Let's change cameras. Unbox. So these I'm not squaring right now. I'm just going to kind of loosely put them on because they're just dangling in midair. I will square them though, eventually. It's starting to look like a thing, guys. Oh, there he is. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I haven't announced on the main channel, like, I don't think fully that I am now doing this full time, but I am. And so everything really, really helps. We're once our lease is up, which unfortunately is quite a ways away, we're moving out of California to somewhere that's more affordable, where we can have more space. Okay, so we've got that. And then we need to install M3 by 10 button heads on the back. You guys can't see this because of the camera. Back, and then all the front sides as well. So let's do that. M3 by 10. M3 by 10. She's here. I'm gonna mute the mic. Give me one sec. Oh, okay. I'm gonna unmute it because she's on the couch just sitting with the dogs. But yeah, our smaller dog, who's not that small monkey, was like, when I took the break at 3 o'clock, when I took the break earlier, he was over here like sitting down on the mat, like just looking up at me. I'm like, what do you want, man? I guess I saw the tail. No. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I can see the, there's like a little window. That's funny. Hey, Lisa. So yeah, I am installing right now M3 by 10s just loosely because again, they're basically just for guides, and then we will tighten them up later on when we put the extrusions. And then let's turn this so you guys can see. We're gonna do the exact same thing on this side. A waggy tail. It's funny that you say that, Barticus, because I actually, for a while, was storing the Voron as it was being built, the first one, inside of the FL Sun SR Delta. I would just set it on the Delta printer, and it was like a perfect little cubby. And then once I added the like top hat and stuff like that, it got a little bit too big, but it looked so cute just sitting inside of the bigger Delta printer. All right, we were making great progress now on the frame. Like I think I mean, maybe I don't want to get too excited. Let's see, but it's looking like a thing. Like, I mean, look at it. We can go up and down. Did you print the organizer? Yeah, I did. So this organizer I made specifically for this build. There's 20 different hardware, different types of hardware that you need for it. And so I designed this little organizer that has 20 slots, then I labeled it. I showed this earlier, but check it out. This is from the first one that I built. So I print one for each of these little builds, and it helps me so much with it. Yeah, if you want to print one of these, I mean, you don't obviously have to use it for this. I know people that use them for whatever. Just remind me later on, and I can shoot you a link. But it's over on Things. If you go to, I can shoot you a link later. Just remind me. Hi. Thank you. At the 2-hour point, the AirPods died, and for some reason when the AirPods die, yum. Okay, thank you. For some reason when the AirPods die, it killed the music in the stream, and it's funny, like after having a little bit of music in my ear, I didn't realize like how eerily quiet it is, just like here in the living room, just building stuff without any music. So we ended the stream at like 2.5 hours, and I inhaled some food, took an hour break, and then we're back. So my goal is to finish the frame, which we're definitely making progress on. I'm thinking maybe another hour, and then call it. So everyone's been awesome hanging out. Thanks, I'm looking for one. Yeah, just shoot me a message later on, Lisa, if you don't just end up seeing it. And I will shoot you a link to the cabinet. I printed it, but 125% scale. Yeah, that's cool too. You can scale it depending on what you want. This is really small because it's meant for pretty much all M3 screws and stuff like that. But yeah, if you want it larger, of course, scale it up. 500mm rat rig, that's awesome. Oh, cool, LSE. I don't know if, see if it'll let you post it. I don't know if it'll let you post a link. I don't know how YouTube's rules are with chat or streams. If it lets you, then cool. If not, then I'll share it later on. All right, so we have got all of these in. We've got the M3x10s in place. Now it's time to, okay, cool. So this is where we are going to install the H Extrusions, which I think the H, what do the H Extrusions look like? H. Okay, so H has the holes on the outside. So those are going to be, these guys. H, yep, okay. Dogs are so excited that she's home. I'm like chop liver, which I get. I'm not nearly as fun as Aaron is. Okay, cool. So now we are going to drop these on the back and tighten everything. It says it should be, okay, so let's do this. Let's go unbox view so you guys can see the top as well. Go watch his video after, support the content. Thanks, Jeremy. YouTube doesn't allow links unless you're a mod. Gotcha. Yeah, I can also try to remember to post a link in the chat or in the video description later on. Okay, so we are just going to slide these guys over the screws that we just put on and then tighten them in place. I am going to use this little level, or this, I'm sorry, level, square to make sure everything is square before tightening it. I'm actually gonna get down. Super nice, I got this foam flooring now. Oh wow, these are actually helping to square it because it's kind of pushing up against it. That is not perfectly square. That needs to go down. Oh, that's actually okay. Me? That's fine. It's kind of warm in here. Well, it's super sweaty building this. Does Aaron feed them? Who'd you say feeds the dogs more, me or you? Me. Oh, she said me. Yeah, she feeds them more. She usually comes home, she's like, did you feed the dogs? I'm like, I know. All right, let's rinse and repeat. LGX mod video. The Bondtech LGX? And what do you mean, like installing it on what? And there goes the gang. What's the I mean, I know that the LGX, like, I've at least heard of it, and I know that it's supposed to be a really good extruder, but is there anything super unique about it that, like, kind of sets it apart, or are you just curious to see sort of how it performs? I know that actually 2 of my buddies got them. One of them installed it onto a BQB1 and is absolutely loving it. And the other one installed it on a longer, I think it's the LK4 Pro. And they both, oops, that was terrible. Ooh, it's a terrible sound. They both really like the extruder. I like it for TPU over the stock V2. Oh, interesting, over the Afterburner. Is there a mod, Jeremy, to install it? Oh, okay, that's what I was gonna ask. G Funny says, I have one on my Voron 2.4. That's what I was gonna ask. So there is obviously a toolhead or a mod option for installing it on a Voron. I'm really wanting to play around with the new, was it the CRB nozzles? From Bontech, the ones that Nero did a video or a stream on, and Stefan did a video on, that are like high flow. They look insane. Interesting. So you guys really like those LGXs. I gotta get one in then and just play around with it. What, since you said TPU, what speeds are you printing or able to print TPU at with the LGX? That's about as tight as it's getting. All right, let's lift this because it does not slide on marble. Also, it has a bit of a wobble to it, which is interesting. I think I fixed it. Okay, 40 and 60, okay. I know that Greg that stopped by earlier from Greg's Maker Corner, he was doing some TPU with his mini Afterburner, which I haven't done yet. I haven't done, like, I mean, I've done quite a bit of printing on my first Voron. I just realized you guys can't see me, my head, it's okay. I've done quite a bit of printing, but I haven't done TPU yet. So far I've done PLA, ABS, PETG, carbon fiber ABS, and I think that's about it. Oops. It's interesting, there's a little bit of wobble, but I think that once I get the front portion on, it will resolve that. It says it should be 37, it says it should be 37 millimeters. Let's measure. 30, it's 36 and a half. This one is, this one is 37. That could be why there's a little bit of, we're gonna leave it as is for a minute here and get the other portion on. So that's done. Oh yeah, we gotta preload a ton. Ninjaflex prints great at 80 millimeters a second. That's on the, oh damn, okay. Turn the heat up a bit. It also makes a difference on which TPU it is, as SainSmart is way different than Ninjaflex. Yeah, Ninjaflex should be softer, I think. I don't think that, other than their chinchilla material and one other company, I don't think there's much that's softer, because Ninjaflex is, I think, 85A shore hardness, and most of the stuff I've seen other than that's like 90 or 95. Ninjaflex is tough. Definitely have had mixed results with it. Okay, so we need to do some things here, which are basically lots of preloading. So let's switch to side view. Okay, so this is the bottom, and we are going to be loading 4 and 4. Let's start with that. One. Get in there. Dude, some of these are so freaking tough. Yeah, that is a lot of wobble.
I'm probably gonna loosen, I think, so we'll get it all assembled, but I might end up playing around with the frame as far as the squaring of it goes after the stream. Oh, dude. Just to make sure everything is aligned correctly. How many on the bottom? I said preload 4 and 4, okay. Dude. Yeah, I'm not sweating at all. Constant jams are coming to the nozzle. I really need to try TPU again for some mods I'm making. TPU is a really cool material. I mean, the main things I've used it for are like phone cases, shock absorbers, and like feet for things that need to have some form of grip. Although not all TPU is very grippy. There's some that's quite slippery. Come on, there we go. Okay, we got 4 there. I didn't even print these with a brim yet. There's like... Jesus. God. Okay, well, those are definitely not going anywhere. Gosh, the complete opposite from if you don't have these, like, there we go, that one slid in. Wait, yeah, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Easy, easy. Okay, so we've got 4, 4, and then it says on this side, so on this side, which would be, if you're looking at the bed, the right side of the machine, we need to do 3 on the side. So there should be 4 and then 3. Well, that one went right in. Okay, so that's those ones. And then we need, it looks like 3 on top. So let me show you guys a different camera angle. So this is the top. So 3 up here and 3 up here. And then 3 on the other side. So we just did 3 on this side. Now let's do 3 on this side. Quadruple check this page because this is the page where you're preloading a ton of stuff before you seal the frame. And so take your time and make sure that you're, doing this stuff. This is, all right, let me tilt it at an angle. Yeah, easy. Trying to not put any downward pressure because it's not supported. Okay, 3, 3. Now we need to do, again, 3 on top. Okay, I'm just talking. We did 4 on the bottom, 4 on the bottom, 3 on this side, 3 on this side, And now we need to do 3 on both tops. So here and here. One, 2, 3. All right, 3 on this side. Whew. And that one's super loose. Okay. Let's confirm. Don't forget to like the stream for the almighty algorithm. Yes, please. If you haven't, hit the like button. Okay, so we got 4 on the bottom, we did 4 on the bottom, we did 3 on that side, we did 3 on the opposite side, 3 on top and 3 on top, which is great. And then it says we need to also install 1 chain link on the inside bottom, which I did not do the first time I built this. Let's not forget that. So let's go ahead and go like this. It's probably gonna be easiest to do it from this camera. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna tilt it on its side, and then we are going to feed one of these down here. Like that. According to the top camera, you don't need a Keeps sponsorship yet. What? All right, let's just go in. And then we are going to grab the opposite chain link, which should, yes. It's this little, well, I'll show you guys right here, I guess. So it's this one on the very end. Not the, like, we should have already used the other one, but to confirm that this is the correct one, I can show you guys in a second. If I can get this off. Nope. Come on. Why you gotta be like that, man? I did it. I did it. Yay. Okay. So the correct one is this one, which is the end piece, and it's not only the end piece, it's the end piece that has like the little pegs on it. The other end piece you should have already installed on the bed, and that's the one that doesn't have the pegs on it. So we're gonna go ahead and install this guy, and we are going to, I can't remember if I did it on the bottom. So the issue is if I don't install it on the bottom link, or like if I don't install it on the bottom hole, then it'll stick down below, which is not a problem once it's all assembled, but for now I won't be able to set it on its frame because this will be in the way. So we're gonna try to install it one up and see if that works using an M3x6, M3x6. Ah! According to the camera, you don't need, oh. Yeah, that's thanks to my dad, man. My dad's 60 now, and dude's got a full head of hair. Although my mom's side, which I heard, it comes from your mom's side, the men on that side don't have a ton of hair, so we will see. I'll keep the, I will keep the Keeps sponsorship in the maybe box for now. That's hilarious. I had no idea what you're talking about, but now I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, so we are going to install this little belt cable chain right here into this spot, and then we will slide it, I think all the way, yeah. There we go, all the way. Right, yeah. And tighten it down as much as possible. Cool. So cable chain is in place, or not, cable chain's obviously not in place, but the end of the cable chain, I'm gonna tighten it nice and tight too. Oh, I'm in trouble then, Bardicus, because my uncle on my mom's side has been bald for as long as I've known him, and he had a gorgeous lock of hair when he was younger. Don't look at me. Okay, cool. We've got that in. That is plenty tight. I don't want to crack it. All right. So next, we need to grab... Oops, nope, not side shot. Screenshot. We need to grab this guy, which is like the panel, which... Where the hell? Let's see. Ah. All right. Here we go. This looks right? Yeah, this looks right. And then, cool. Unbox camera. Let's go ahead and peel this. Peel this off. Oh yeah, same with my dad, and I'm about to turn 30 with no signs so far. You must always over torque and stretch out the bolts. You know, trying to do an opposite build of my last Voron build where everything was stripped and I went through so many screws. I will say, and I'm gonna knock on this, which should be real wood underneath the marble, that things have gotten pretty smooth with today's build. I'm trying to think if there's any issues. Ooh, I peeled that really rough. The issues that I had building the Voron the first time, we have not had, thanks to those LDO linear rail nut trap things that made a world of difference. Oh man, I almost got it. Huh, this is different than, I think the one I previously used was glossy. Well, this is matte, and my disgusting sweaty hands are rubbing off on it. Let's see, throw this on the ground for now. ASMR peeling. You didn't go with Acme for those back in Bana. You didn't go with, this, I'm bald. Thank God Bruce Willis made being bald cool for white people again. Gosh, what was I gonna say? He totally threw me off with that comment. I don't know. I think these are not ACM panels. They look like acrylic, but matte. So I'm not entirely sure actually. I think on the one I ordered initially, or the one I self-sourced, they were ACM or panels. All right. Sorry guys, no ASMR here. Just aggressive tearing. Yeah, these feel kind of like acrylic, and they're glossy. Like, when I look on the sides where the cuts were made, they're kind of glossy, but the top and bottoms are very matte. Okay, so next we are going to be sliding this into the bottom extrusions, but make sure that this portion, well, you will only be able to slide it one way. This is where the cable clip, or the cable chain that we just installed, the gap is for it. So we should just slide nice and in. Yeah, it looks good. All right, next it is time to duel. Now we need to get B extrusion and D extrusion. B and D. So let's go, let's figure out what the hell those are, because I don't remember. B extrusion is going to be the one with nothing as far as holes go. This guy. And then De-Extrusion must be the one with holes because we'll need that to, yes. Yes, yes, yes. This is the De-Extrusion. Oh. Did I screw up? No, I did not. Thank you. I was worried that I might have used the wrong extrusion for a part. Those acrylic will warp if you do a lot of high heat. Interesting. Huh. Well, I guess I'll have to keep a lookout. I mean, it shouldn't affect the structure of it though, right? I mean, like, it'd be more just like, it wouldn't look as nice if it was slightly bowed, but I don't think those thin acrylic really add much as far as like the structural integrity of it. Okay, so we are done with that. Look at us go, like 40 pages in. Okay, so we need to take the B extrusion, which is the bottom extrusion. Let's go on box cam. And we need to load 4 nuts into it, which will be on the bottom. So let's go ahead and grab 4 of these guys. 1. I wonder how DC's build's going. I know you said you had to run to dinner. Right, I don't want anything just look bad. Gotcha. Okay. I guess we'll play it by ear then. Since it is on the bottom, I don't know how noticeable it would be. That is something to consider then, I guess, that the panels are not ACM panels. Okay, so we've got 4 of these, and then we need to add M3 by 10s to the end. So let's go M3 by 10. Here we go. I think, I feel like it's a bigger deal on the larger, I feel like it's gonna be I'm brain farting, it's been a long day. I feel like it's a bigger deal on the larger Vorons just because there's more panels, so the warping I would imagine would be, you know, exaggerated or amplified, if you will. That's probably the more appropriate word. I think this just slides in. Yeah, we're just gonna slide. Wait a minute, I feel like I have that up. If the B extrusion has no way of tightening. Oh, no, that's right. Okay. Okay. All right, so this slides, like, make sure the preloaded nuts are on the bottom. And then this will just slide right into the middle, like so. Probably need to tighten these a little bit more. Yeah, I'm gonna screw these a little more. How frequent are you going to be streaming this build? My kit should arrive this weekend. It'll be good for another reference with Nero's. So after today, we will stream again on Friday. I need to take tomorrow off to work on video stuff and just relax a little bit. And then after Friday, probably the following Wednesday. I only looked far enough ahead to know that today the goal was to get the frame done. I'm not sure what the plan is for Friday or how much I'll accomplish, but definitely Friday. And then if we don't stream Monday, we'll stream next Wednesday and hopefully finish it up by next Friday, but time will tell depending on if things go well. So yeah, hopefully it will be a reference point that you can use, or at least I'll be one step ahead in terms of, your build. So hopefully you can reference it, you know, even if I'm not done with my entire build. DC's back. We made it a long way while I was at dinner. We actually, like, most of the more complex stuff I feel we did before, and also I think that we're moving a little bit quicker. I think that the little refresh and food in my belly made a world of a difference. Okay, so next we are going to be sliding these extrusions. Okay, so these are the De-Extrusions, and there's going to be one side, the bottom side should have holes on all 4 sides. Like if you, I don't know why you guys can see that. Yeah, you can see that. There's a hole right there, there's a hole right there, and there's a hole right there. Well, the top side only has a hole on one of the, or, you know, 2 of the 4 sides. So you need to make sure that the side that just has the one hole goes on the top. You'll have time to get caught up though, DC, because again, after today, will be taking tomorrow off from streaming. So if for some reason, okay, so now we are going to tighten, right? Okay, so yeah, let's tighten this up. Let's see if I slide this a little bit so you guys can see. Try to square this as much as I possibly can. How was dinner, DC? I like this song. It's like groovy. Okay, this is definitely getting rid of some of the wobble, I think, which is good. I was very concerned. I was like, what the heck? We built it on marble, which is better than what I built it on the first time. And somehow, some way, it's still wobbling, but I think it's just because I didn't have all the pieces in. Yeah, that looks pretty damn good. I don't see any light shining through. There is no light at the end of this tunnel. Ow. Ooh. That looks pretty good. Seeing your hand half size the frame, right? Yummy, sir, thank you, awesome. My brother sent me a, apparently, I think it's Domino's is doing like half off all carryout until 9 o'clock. And so I'm like, yes, please. We are doing no cooking tonight. It will be a pizza night. Yeah, it's crazy how small this thing is. Like, it doesn't, that's why, like, for the sake of when I was creating thumbnails for the main channels, like, how do I drive home that this is the most adorable little thing ever? And holding it or like having it up against a person really helps to see that. Is that, oh, it looks pretty freaking, oh, there's wobble, which is a problem. There should not be wobble. I will very likely, after stream is over, loosen up some of these extrusions and just make sure that I eliminate as much wobble as possible. Oh, that got rid of a lot of the wobble. Just like a hair. Banana for scale. Yeah, it's it's kind of what sold me on Vorons. Like, don't get me wrong, the T.4 and the switch wire and all that looked awesome, but man, when I saw this one, I was like, what are you? Like, you're just so small yet so epic. Like, it's so cool. Yeah, there's still a little bit of wobble. I don't like that. Yeah, we'll fix that. I will fix that off stream. I'm just gonna basically loosen all of the joints and tighten them after. I think we're just about done with the frame. Let's see. Okay, it wants us to check our work. So there should be 6, let's just see. So 6 on the top. I'm gonna just jump back and forth. So 6, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there should be 3 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then it's saying there should be 3 on the bottom side, which we've got. 2 in the back, which it's very difficult to see. There we go. Maybe like right there, you can see it. That's for the Z motor, which we have those there, which is great. And then, oh my God, there's so much to reference. Okay, let's flip it from this angle now. We should have 4 here. We should have 4 here. We should have 4 here. We should have 6 here. We should have 3 here, 3 here, 1 here, 4 here we checked, 3 here we checked. We're good. We're looking good. We're looking so good. Oh man, you gotta print the parts. Well, you don't have to, like, you could print out just the actual parts you need that aren't the cosmetic, like the, you know, not the panels, not the skirts, not the top hat, because I haven't even done the panels or the top hat yet. It's not that many parts. Like you could print out those unless you need the, at least you need the filament, and they can fit in the living room. Exactly. DC gets it. That'd be a novelty. My V0 has become a workhorse for me. Yeah, like when I need just a small part, or I'm trying to quickly like prototype something and just want to do like a fit test, I print out that portion on the Voron because I just know it's gonna work, it's gonna print quickly, and it's piece of cake. I'm not trying to use these things if you think about it. Most functional parts, a lot of us print are small. Yeah, they did a survey or something like that with Cura, where Cura or Ultimaker stated that the majority, I can't remember the percent, it's a huge percent of 3D printed parts. The most common size is about the size of a fist, which is basically what this is as far as the build plate goes. So you know, there's a couple exceptions like this, you know, obviously this organizer, and there's some things I printed are bigger, but I would say most all though, of the things that I've truthfully designed for functional printing has been within close to this build volume. Not all, but yeah, a lot of the bigger stuff is like fun stuff, which is totally fine, and I love printing fun stuff. But again, as far as just like a prototyping / functional printing beast that can print in a wide range of materials, like, yeah, it's really solid. We're done. We're done. I mean, we're not done with the printer, but check it out. We're on the AB drive, y'all. We did it. Yeah, how long did that take us? So we started streaming at 12. We cut it at 2:30, which was 2.5 hours. And then we came back at 3:30, 3.5, 4 hours and 15 minutes. I thought it was gonna take 2 to 3 hours. So a little bit longer, but yeah, the frame is done. So let's take another look at this. So the frame is here, it's looking adorable, and the purple looks absolutely amazing. This was without a doubt the most, other than the length of time it took, but the most smooth, you know, portion that I could imagine. Like, I wasn't sure what was gonna happen. I was like, okay, the first build took me forever, off stream, like forever. And so not only now am I attempting to build it, but on stream while talking and doing things. And this, you know, knock on wood, because we still have a long way to go, but I'm very pleased with, you know, with what we got done today. So just so you guys know, between now and Friday, which will be the next stream, I will schedule the event. I'll probably schedule the live stream tonight. So if anyone wants to set a reminder or, you know, make sure that they get their timing correctly, I will schedule it tonight. I will play around with the frame to see if I can get rid of that wobble completely, because I did use my square, but obviously there is something is slightly off. So I'm going to loosen things, see if I can get that fixed up, and then take out, like, clean up obviously, but then take out all the parts we'll need. And we will probably, let's see, so AB drive is next. We should definitely get through AB drive, no problem. AB idler is after that. Z-axis. Okay, I think my goal for Friday is going to be to get at least through Z-axis, possibly X-axis, and that's probably where I will stop. And so then next week would be mini afterburner assembly and the belt path and wiring. So let's see if we can get everything else done on Friday. AB drive, the actual idler system, the X-axis, that's gonna be our goal. So I'm gonna try to prep everything for that as much as I possibly can. So just like today, we can just kind of rock and roll. But yeah, I am super happy. When you do a third one, I don't know. I'd love to do other Vorons. I think after this one, I am going to see if I can see if we can get a sponsor for the switch wire, but I think that 2 Voron 0.1s will be enough for now. But I'm really excited to have a second one because, again, like I said, it's just been a workhorse and it's not plugged in right now. I'll try to plug it in or we'll look at it later on, but I've got a lot of hours on that thing already, and it's been primarily cranking out ABS parts. The main board that came with this was an SKR Mini E3 version 2.0. So that is which I think is the BOM calls for a 2.0 or a 1.2 or 1.3. So
Anyways, I appreciate all of you for hanging out today. If you haven't, I said it earlier twice, I'm getting better, but please hit the like button just so that way it helps the YouTube algorithm and more people come over to the stream and hang out and we have fun. And I'm glad that the music, I will make sure that everything is charged up and we are ready to rock and roll. But thank you. Thanks to everyone that hung out. Thanks to everyone that, you know, chatted, didn't chat. Thanks to our two new patrons. You guys are absolutely awesome. I am very excited. And I think because of how tired I will be after all this, I'll probably end up contacting you guys over the weekend regarding sending stickers and things like that. But you guys rock. Thank you all so much. And I look forward to seeing you guys on Friday. Have an awesome night.